Today on What's Next.
This is a rigorous educational institution. We just teach differently because our students learn differently.
I was really kind of blown away by the level of vitality and hopefulness, and also the buds of wisdom.
It is important to value the elders. They are human beings with a lot to teach us.
Hello and welcome back to What's Next, your weekly reminder to keep on keeping on, to never stop moving forward and giving back despite life's many challenges. You know, every week we smash a few stereotypes and bust a few myths, and we do it with the words and the real life examples of ordinary people who are confronting the three isms that continue to plague our society: sexism, racism, and ageism. And joining me again are three friends who I know are not going to let anyone define them as the wrong age, the wrong gender, or the wrong color. Author, public speaker, and meteorologist Amy Sweezy, philanthropist, public speaker, and travel buff Cecily Wilson, youth hockey coach, musician, and storyteller Bill Schaefer. And Bill, you get us started today because you've got a story that really connects two groups of people that are defined the isms.
I cannot wait for you guys to see this one. Yeah, how many times do we hear, or maybe we even think to ourselves from time to time, aren't you a little old for that? It happens when you're young too. You get people saying, are you sure you know what you're doing? But it's much tougher for anyone with a difference, a challenge. You know, all any of us want out of life is a chance. We deserve the opportunity to show what we can do, to prove ourselves, to contribute. And that's why whenever you meet someone who rises above, who pushes beyond, it can inspire us all to give it a try.
Hello, my name is Jacob Holland, and I'm a rising junior at Beacon College.
Going to college was Jacob's dream, but he has autism and has dealt with doubters and rejection all his life. But all he wanted was a chance.
People said that, oh, I might not be able to work, or I would have been incapacitated, but look at me now. I'm still here.
He turned to the one place that would give him that chance, Beacon College in Leesburg, Florida, the first accredited baccalaureate institution in America dedicated to students with learning differences.
The biggest misconception is that we are a special education school. We teach education in a special way, and there is a difference. They are being taught the same curriculum as the students who attend the University of Florida, FSU, or any other Florida school. That's what people need to know, that this is a rigorous educational institution. We just teach differently because our students learn differently.
For Athena Kelly, being accepted has made all the difference.
Beacon's been nice to allow me to come into my own because I do things my way. And my way isn't always the way people like. And it's given me the room to do that, especially with a society that views age on the front and back end in a negative light.
How are you? I'm good. How are you doing?
The opportunity that Beacon provides its students resonates with the residents of the Villages, Florida, who embrace the idea of not letting society define what you can and do accomplish. Many villagers are enthusiastic patrons of the college, and especially one of its outreach programs, the Beacon Salon Speaker Series.
We want to provide this speaker series as kind of a lifelong learning opportunity for the community around us. And we have been blessed that the Villages community, for instance, has taken a shine to the series, and they are some of our biggest patrons who come out.
Not only are they a place where kids can go to get educated, but here through the Salon Series, they're educating adults, the adult population. So it's a way to get the two of them connected. And of course, I do love that.
I make it a point to be here because I learn, I meet people, I help support Beacon College, all the things that I think are very important to an ecosystem. I just turned 67. So I believe my growing bolder is really my last third of life, so that's why I'm here. It's priceless, it's valuable, and they're a great partner of the Villages community.
And what makes this partnership particularly worthwhile is that furthering education benefits everyone.
What we're trying to do, both with our Beacon Salon Speaker Series and with the education we have here at Beacon College, is to create community, to create citizens who are going to go out and serve and do great things in the world.
I love telling people about Beacon College. I want people to hear about us, that we are in Leesburg, we are a proud college. We have all these students who want to learn and accomplish their dreams. Like, who doesn't want to have their dreams accomplished?
Being at Beacon was like being surrounded in an environment of empowerment. Amy, what about you? What did you take away from the story?
Well, I think it's such an incredible reminder of the value of intergenerational relationships. I mean, the young were learning from the older, and the older were learning from the younger, and it was just education all around. So I loved everything about it, Bill.
You know, Bill, I really loved Daryl Owen's statement that we're not a special education school. We educate in a special way. You know, in general, we are a one-size-fits-all society. We don't do a great job of accommodating those who are too far from the norm. So that was really gratifying to see. Seth, what about you?
Yeah, I just love just seeing their energy of knowing that nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to get what I need to get done, and I'm going to show you that when you say that I can't, I actually can. So I just love that energy.
What we're seeing is this appreciation of freedom.
Here at Growing Bolder, we know that more is possible as we age than our culture would lead us to believe. All the proof that we need is in the examples of the people that we cover. But that said, it is always gratifying when research reinforces what we've been preaching for years. And one recent study that captured our attention is the New Age of Aging, conducted by the renowned think tank AgeWave. That study reveals a dramatic shift in how Americans now define old age and envision the possibilities for what's next in their own lives. I spoke with AgeWave CEO Ken Dychtwald live from his home in Northern California the day that the study was released, and here's just some of what excited him about the findings.
I was really captivated by how turned on the new generation of older people are. And you might say, oh, not my uncle or not the guy that was in line in front of me at the supermarket, but don't reach those kind of ageist generalizations. When you see the response, 97% of people said that remaining curious, continuing to try to learn new things, to reinvent yourself, to fall in love again if you're divorced or widowed, are essential if you want to keep living for as long as you live. And I was really kind of blown away by the level of vitality and hopefulness, and also the buds of wisdom. You know, sure, you reach your 70s. Now, I began studying gerontology and working in the field when I was 24. So that was 49 years ago. And I, as you mentioned, I've written lots of books. I've written 19 books. And so when I was a young guy, I speculated on what was coming in the future. But in this study, it's not just the John Glenn going up into space anymore, or Captain Kirk taking the ride on the rocket ship. It's your neighbors, it's your mom and dad, it's everyone rethinking. You know, I'm 60 and I don't feel done. I'm 70 and I'd like to learn to play the guitar. I'm 80 and maybe there's a global trip in front of me that will change my view of culture around the world. And what we're seeing is this appreciation of freedom. Get a load of this. In the next 20 years, the boomer generation is going to have 3.9 trillion hours of free time. Now, I don't care whether you're in the travel industry, gaming, software, technology, community college. That's a market to be tapped into. And I think that the lessons are not only for businesses, but they're for each of us. About, you might be 35 and thinking, oh, I'm halfway done with my life. But with breakthroughs that are coming in the years ahead, living to 80 or 90 or 100 may become normal. And so reimagining the whole lifeline is going to be something that all of us need to do.
So many interesting things, encouraging findings in that research. And one thing that struck me is that 83% of retirees now say that it's more important to feel useful than youthful. underscoring the importance of having purpose as we age. Guys, what about you? Amy, what did you find interesting or exciting?
Oh, I really liked what Ken said about the curiosity. You know, we always say curiosity killed the cat, but in this case, I think curiosity is the key to aging well. And I think all of us, because we have a little bit of a journalism background in our lives, we're going to do very well as we continue to age, right? Because we're all curious and we continue to ask questions and we want to know more about other people and their stories.
I like the point he made about usefulness. You know, feeling useful doesn't have to be like a grand gesture or something monumental. It really comes down to those everyday acts of kindness and contribution that really make the biggest difference in our lives.
And I know I hear it often that sometimes they disregard the older population. Oh, they're really not, they don't know what they're doing, you know, they're not really good for anything. Let's just sit over there and be quiet. Well, we defy the odds. I saw a meme just the other day. We are Toys R Us kids. We will never grow old. So being useful and youthful can be synonymous.
The message is poo-poo to ageism.
Welcome back to What's Next? I'm Amy Sweezy. Recently, we hosted the second annual Growing Bolder Wisdom Walk in Winter Park, Florida, powered by Advent Health Well 65+. So just what is a wisdom walk? Well, the idea is to take a walk with someone a different age or generation than you and to listen, learn, share, and inspire. Here's Bill Schaefer with more.
So for the second annual Growing Bolder Wisdom Walk, let's get it started. Walkers, set, go! Go, go, go! Your smile will make you wiser.
When was the last time you went for a walk? The last time you talked to someone older or younger than you? The Growing Bolder Wisdom Walk, powered by Advent Health Well 65+, celebrates the importance of intergenerational connection and the fact that a casual walk and a great conversation are two of life's greatest blessings. Walking groups comprised of a mix of ages enjoy cross-generational conversations during a mile-long stroll.
Well, I brought my whole family here, so I got my two brothers, they're all in their 20s, and then I brought my mom too, and she was one of the first ones to finish the walk. And then I brought all my friends with me too.
What do you wish everybody knew about aging?
Everybody does it. We're all gonna get there, and it's a great thing. You gotta experience life.
The message is poo-poo to ageism.
Definitely to remove the stigma from ageism, to make sure that people know that you're as young as you feel, no matter the number.
Throughout the course, signs with question prompts encourage discussion along the way.
I bet your mom and dad gave you some good advice.
Deja and I met recently, and it was so wonderful to get to know her more, because we've got some difference in age here going on, and it was wonderful. It really was.
Last year, I walked with college students, which I thought was great. And then this year, this young lady that I walked with is a little bit older than I am. We talked about generations and what kind of loss we have experienced with our own families and what we're doing to prevent it. So totally different experiences, but at the same time, the same common goal.
What is your favorite word?
What do you wish people understood about the intergenerational connection?
It is important to value the elders. They are human beings with a lot to teach us, full of knowledge, full of life, full of happiness, that they can give us. All they want is to give.
I wanted to come here to support my family, but also, I like the overall goal to promote mindfulness and wisdom, whether you're at the end or at the dawn of life. We're big believers, and I hope as a young father that I can promote some of these ideals in my children as they continue to grow.
You did it.
A simple walk together. A way to connect and celebrate not our differences, but whatever our ages, the many things we have in common.
Well, I just think it's great that so many of us want to do whatever it takes to stay healthy for as long as we possibly can. And it doesn't matter if you meet somebody who's your age, who's 20 years younger than you, or who's 20 years older than you. We all kind of want the same thing.
I love that. Great job, Bill. So Mark and Bill, I know that you guys have both participated in the Wisdom Walk. This was your second annual. You were there both years. So Bill, what would you say that makes the Wisdom Walk so special?
It's such a great event, isn't it? It's almost like a no-brainer when you hear about it. And it's not that people of different ages are never together, but we rarely get the chance to really communicate, to ask questions, listen, and learn about each other, how different yet how alike we really are. And it's a great way to come away with a whole new compassion and respect and understanding for each other, and we're all the better for it.
It was encouraging to see that people got into it. I guess you wouldn't come if you didn't buy into the idea. There were intergenerational groups that came together to walk together, but my favorite thing, Amy, is that there are young adults, middle-aged adults, and older adults that come alone, singles, if you will, and they walk with somebody they never met, 40 or 60 years younger or older, and they all have a great time, and they all learn that we're all pretty much the same. We have the same fears, we got the same hopes, and we've got the same dreams. All right, let's think about this. Since we like to try new ideas, maybe we add a Roper romp to our next Wisdom Walk. A Roper romp, folks, is any event in which the participants dress up like Helen Roper, a character from the 1970s and 80s sitcom Three's Company. Roper romps have been around for a while, but thanks to social media, of course, they are now bigger than ever. And Mrs. Roper has become a fashion icon with her wardrobe of caftans and muumuus, the comfortable wear anywhere wardrobe. And our bold social clip of the week takes us all to a Roper romp.
Welcome back to What's Next. I'm Cecily Wilson. Being a part of our growing Boulder community is free, fun, and inspiring. Whether you're with us on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, it's a community. And that means dialogue and discussion. We want to hear your take on our stories, our videos, and on questions like this one. What do you wish people knew about the value of intergenerational relationships? Now, I think I get so much out of relationships with people, both older and younger, and I will say that I learn a lot from my 5-year-old granddaughter, surprisingly. As we're walking, sometimes we're skating, and even if we're just jumping around in the bedroom, she's teaching me the art of patience and the art of staying young, and I love that.
I love that, Cecily. I think that's the important takeaway for me, is that so often I think of that I need to learn things from my elders, but you forget how many things you can learn from people who are younger than you as well. And just in the last 2 weeks, I, met up with one of my dearest, closest friends who is turning 70 next month. And I also met up with one of my dearest, closest friends who isn't even 30 yet. So, and of course, I'm in my early 50s, so I'm kind of in between. So I do think that we have value in those relationships of people with all ages.
Yeah, Amy, we're all better when we're around more people with different perspectives at different stages of life. Mark mentioned at the top of the show, I'm a youth hockey coach, and I've done that for a long time. I'm around a lot of 18-year-olds, and I never expected, or maybe I was naive, but how much they're curious. That's a starting point for life. They want to know, how did I do? What did I go through? They all want to talk to you. They all want you to share some of your wisdom. I kind of didn't expect that. But it's a very empowering position because it makes you think about what you're doing now as well, and you want to be the best role model you can be.
Yeah, Bill, I think you nailed it when you mentioned perspective, because I think the value of intergenerational relationships is that they do help us move from perception to perspective. And perception, of course, is our individual interpretation of the world around us. Perspective is stepping back and seeing the world through the eyes of another, through Cecily's 5-year-old granddaughter. It's not always easy to do, but it is a major key to personal growth and a major benefit of intergenerational relationships. And, guys, as we close, I want to get back to the age wave study for just a second, because my favorite finding is that 71% of Americans 65 and older now say the best time of their lives is right now or in front of them. Why? Well, because we become more of who we are, who we really are as we age. So whatever you do, folks, do you, and let everyone else do the same. We are the only ones who should be defining ourselves, what we're about, and most importantly, what we're capable of. Let go of any labels, let go of any limitations that others want to put on you, and don't put any on others. Color outside the lines. Don't live your life in a box. We'll see you next time.